Wednesday, the 22nd. Good day, everyone. I was reflecting on the conversation that Arjun and I had the other day of othering and wanting to look deeper into that whole subject. I think all of us have in our experience that phenomena of othering, where it makes it seem like there's separation. Some of us might have seen through that there is actually no separation ever, but yet that perspective, the momentum of that perspective might still persist and play out. Coming back to what seems to me is like almost all of us have automatic unconscious patterns that play, even those that have seen deeply into the truth of themselves. And the question is, when an automatic unconscious pattern plays, who's doing it? Just by definition, if it's automatic and unconscious, there is nobody doing it. And by definition, or just what happens in that playing out is a sense of I appears. So looking deeper into that sense of I, is that sense of I the doer? Does it have doership? And to me, that sense of I disappears every night when we go to deep sleep. And it's an activity. If that activity stops or quietens for a few moments, there's just presence. What's interesting is that research has shown that this whole idea of choice and deciding actually happens in the brain before we become conscious of it, and then we say, I did it. So as far as I can see, what's happening is we are all expressions of totality, and who's responsible or who's doing it has to be totality, has to be this great intelligence. The question of free will or not free will, that's been around forever. Who's beating the heart? Who's breathing? Who's thinking? If you think you're thinking, just try to stop for 5 minutes and you'll see thinking continues. So this question of othering, to me, that sense of another happens from a habit of attention that has been highly conditioned, that shows up when life looks through a trauma vortex or undigested information. So for me, it's functioning in the realms of the unconscious, and we can't consciously change that without deep inquiry. We're living in such strange times where people that, like Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning, risk their lives to let people know what's going on and are jailed for it. People that fund wars and that invade countries on false pretexts, and millions of people die. Go free. We see something going on, whether you're a conspiracy theorist or you see that there's something going on and you see that it's a conspiracy. But this word theorists is so derogatory. How I describe what's going on is that there's deep peace resting, and yet my heart is broken open and weeps at what's going on. That deep peace is not a refuge for me. Thank God that it's there. It provides a context for the heart breaking open even further. I wish you all well. May you know peace and love now. And let's see if we can start to inquire deeper than this automatic habit of dissing people that disagree with us, even if it looks like misinformation. To me, I find it so challenging to try and find clear information. And I see people that I respect putting out info, and then I see, even with Julian, afterwards he was accused of having a Russian intention. I mean, it's just so easy to say anything. I know the way I'm interfacing at the moment is touches. Of course it does. And it's done with the invitation for us to look and see what happens in us. And with luck, bring some of these movements to peace. Ciao for now.